Okay, so I said that we would come back in another part of this coloring session, and that we would work on the lavenders in this tree to help me with knowing where I need to go next with this green. And so you can see that these two lavenders are different shades of lavender. So I have a lighter lavender here, and then we have a darker lavender in here. And so for that, I chose G09. This is called Glitter Amethyst. I'm going to do that in the lighter color. And then I chose the G29, which is called Glitter Vineyard, and I'm going to use it for the darker lavender. And so I think I'm going to start with this darker lavender because I can see it better where it's supposed to be for some reason. And so I'm going to start right here between these two chimneys. I'm going to do some of this color on this side, and I think this green right here that I colored, this was supposed to be this lavender. So I am going to fill this in with lavender on the top of this just to see if it will take the lavender. If it doesn't, then we'll just leave it green. That's the best I'll be able to do there now that I filled that in with the green accidentally. So sometimes we make these errors, and we just have to realize that that error is going to be in whatever work it is that we're doing. So right here between these two chimneys, we can see this is a dark lavender. We can see on this side that this is a dark lavender. So that's where I'm going to start right now. So filling this in. Around this area. I'm outlining again. You know I like to outline so that I don't go over where I'm not supposed to be. Color that in. My hand's feeling a little bit better, but as you can see, I still have that there, and this is trying to blister up from burning it earlier today. I had that ice cold water bottle to put on it, so I feel like that helped it some, but it is pretty tender. You can't put it in any hot water. I went out earlier a few minutes ago, and just being outside and the sun being on it was literally hurting it. That's how bad I burned it. It's actually a really nice day today. It's really hot. It's really hot outside. But it's so pretty. A nice pre-fall day. So I'm outlining all of this little section that is open here. So I can fill all of this in with this beautiful lavender. I'm just working my way around here, getting some of our different color in here besides the green. We might do a few flowers in a few minutes. Once we get this lavender done, we'll see how that works out. I almost went into this roof here outlining, but you want to be careful for that. This is that green of this tree coming into this. So you just kind of want to look and analyze a little bit what these colors are. This is going to be green. All of this is going to be green. So this is going to carry over with that lavender in here. Okay, and then we have our little places in here that we want to get. Right in there, okay. And then of course I had this place I was supposed to do lavender, so I'm gonna color over it and see see what happens here. Let's see if I can correct that mistake that I made earlier. Since this lavender is a darker color, it looks like it's gonna take it pretty well. You know, I wish I hadn't made that mistake, but like I said, sometimes you do. And if you didn't color, or you decided you weren't going to complete a project just because you made one small mistake, you would never get anything colored. So there we go. That doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. It's got a little bit of green bleeding through, but it's still not too bad. Okay, and now I'm going to outline over on this side of the chimney, on this cute little cottage that we're going to color the stones in. I don't know when yet. I don't ever have these completely planned out for when I'm going to do any of this. I usually start with a big color, or a big place where I can color one color, so that I can see a nice gradation there, a nice difference there. I have still got the sniffles from the other day. I guess the weather change. You all know how that is. So all of this is that dark color. Trying to see if this is green here. I know that it's outlined, so that could be green. It could be green, or it could be blue actually. So I'm not going to color anything there until I'm sure, because I just don't know. So just coloring all this, that beautiful lavender. I've already done a lavender tree in one of the other colorings that I did in this book. So when I've got to go back in and redo the sky, because I colored it, I can't remember what color I colored it. I think I said the last time I colored the sky and it didn't turn out right. And so, because I didn't have I didn't have this G52 that I like when I color skies. And so I colored the sky and it didn't turn out right, and I whited it out. And then I colored it again, and that time I colored it pink. I thought, well, you know, I don't have the blue, and pink skies are really pretty, and sometimes you can kind of do your own thing with something and still make it look pretty, still make it work out right. Well, it did not work out right, and so now I have this like really pretty color there, but it just does not look right with what I wanted to do with it. And so I'm going to go back into it and use a white paint marker. White paint marker. That's somewhere in here. Okay, a white paint marker, probably this one. Acrylic markers. It's good for trying to correct errors. And so I'll go back over that part of the sky. I'll show you at some point. I might do a video showing you how to make that look better, and hope that I am able to make it look better. But I'll go over that with that white acrylic marker, and then I'll take my G52 and try to color that sky the right color, since I pretty much destroyed it. Now, some of this I may also not have colored exactly right. I tried to mark my lines how they should be. So I'm hoping that I have these right here. Okay, and so it looks like all of this will be green. All of this will be green because you can see by the two tree trunks here that everything around it is green. You're gonna have to figure out we'll have to figure out the lighter yellowish greens here in the background with a mix of some kind of grayish blue. Okay, so we'll have to figure all that out. It looks like I've got this pretty good in here. All of this. I think I'm gonna color that purple. Okay, looks like I have some maybe green and blue spaces here. This is this. This is this. I mean, you can kind of look at it and tell. This is this, and this is this. And now we're gonna start getting into that lighter lavender here. But here we have a darker, we have this darker lavender. Color it in. Alright, and then let's see. This looks like, I don't know, that could be sky, so I don't really want to touch it, I don't think, although, let's see, do I see any tree branches in here that I could use that as a guide? I don't. Alright, so I don't know if some of this is blue or this darker lavender, so I'm not going to color in that area yet. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to take this lighter lavender, this G09, okay, and I can see I have a little bit of that right here. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it in. Okay, and then I'm gonna outline all of this because this is a part of this lavender tree that we're looking at. Who knows what kind of tree is this? Is this a crepe myrtle? That's what I'm thinking it is. I think it's a crepe myrtle. I love crepe myrtles. I have a few of those. Mine are red though. So all of this, just outlining these little places all the way around. So I can kind of keep myself straight on as best as I can on colors here. I don't know if you guys like abandoned houses shows or anything like that, but I've been watching this YouTube program by, his name is Big Banks, and he does all of the abandoned houses. And he's such a nice little guy. He's a Christian, and so I have watched almost all of his abandoned houses, and now are doing the reruns doing the reruns to watch those. But he does put, I think he puts maybe 1 out a week. And he already has probably 50 of those, maybe more. And they are so interesting. Okay, there. I think that's that color. And so I'm going to go around all of this. See, this is going to be a nice big chunk of color once we fill it all in with this beautiful light lavender. This can be kind of tedious, but doing it will pay off when you're trying to color this in and you have these lines marked so that you can kind of see where everything goes, so that you're not coloring in places that you just wish you hadn't colored. And then all these little places in here, these are either going to be the darker lavender or the blue and lighter colors of the sky. And so once we color this lavender in, we'll just kind of analyze that. I usually do it section by section, to be honest. I'll look and see, well, is this little space sky? Or is this little place supposed to be that darker lavender that I've got working over here? And so, you know, if you don't analyze it and you get too ahead of yourself, and I've done this before, just like I did with that, you can color it the wrong color. And when you do, you'll work it in, but you know, if you can color it the right color, that's really what you want to do. That's the most desired. Because I'm still not happy with where I colored that in. I probably should have just left it green. I may have to go over it with white and redo it that darker color. I'm going to color this little color and then just see if it makes it any better. You might not can see it on camera, but I think that might have fixed it. I think that did it. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna start, maybe I should outline this too. I think I'll outline here too. And that'll keep me out of that green too much. Okay, so I'm just going to start filling it in from the bottom. You may have started somewhere else, and that's okay. People have different techniques. And I'm really liking this. I think it's just so pretty, these lavenders. So you can see the two different lavenders now coming in next to each other. Makes a very nice, pretty contrast there. I'm just coloring in these open spaces around everything that I've outlined. You have to be a little careful in there too, because you might have outlined something and you're looking at it and then you color in a place that was supposed to be something else. So you're just kind of not getting too ahead of yourself. So pretty. Yeah, I really like that up next to that darker lavender. Lavender looks good next to blue too, because you know you use blue to make lavender. Let me make sure I have this right here. I don't want to color anything that, I think this goes with lavender here. Some of these are these darker, lighter places with lighting and that's the reason you want to take it just one little step at a time, because like once you color something in, it can look like you didn't color it in, that it's a space that's supposed to be colored in when it's not supposed to be. Just gonna continue up in here where I've outlined. All out here, these are the little branches. You kind of tell those little branches. I think this is a big piece of sky. That's a branch. A branch with flowers on it. All this gets colored in. All of this down here. That is just so majestic looking. I would love to plant a purple ground cover. Purple, shades of purple, lavender in your yard, those colors are considered to be like magical colors that make your yard look majestic. There used to be a person who, in their yard, they would have all of this purple, I believe it's purple phlox or pink phlox. They would have all of this purple pink phlox planted. And I've always wanted to do that in my yard, and I've never been able to really get it to do how they had it. I mean, it was just so stunning. Excuse me. Maybe one day I'll figure that out and get a good stand of it going. Maybe in my son's garden, maybe in my son's memorial garden. Maybe that's what I'll do. I've got some knockout roses to plant back there for him. But to have this color all around the yard, can you just imagine it as a as a low growing carpet plant. Oh my gosh, it would be so pretty. You can see how pretty that's getting. It's coming along very nicely. See that nice pretty heart-shaped space right there, because we put all of our heart into these pieces. I'm probably going to frame this one just because of, you know, the story I told you about my brother riding horses that day. I love to listen to the songs that talk about horses. Like there's one called Wildfire from way back when, I guess the 70s, 80s, maybe, I think 70s. And I think it's John Martin Murphy who sings that. And then the Stones, the Rolling Stones sang a version, but I kind of love the version by, gosh, I can't think of her name now. There's a female version of, gosh, I can't think even the name of the song right now. What is the name of that song? Wild Horses Couldn't Drag Me Away, I think is the name of it. And so the Rolling Stones did a version, which I love, but I can't think of the female singer who also did a version of it. I'll have to look that up. And it's so, so beautiful. Okay, so you can see that we have filled in this lavender, and then, but I see some places down here where I need some lavender. So I think I'm going to continue this theme with this lavender. I have, see, this is a G09, so that's this. You can't see this, but anyway, it's my swathing paper. But I also have a G34, which is really pretty. I have a G11. I think that's a little too pink though. I have this G09, which if I used a little darker version of that, like this one, this is a little darker version of that. And I'm looking at this, I'm looking at this, I'm looking right here. So I can start filling in these flowers a little bit. I think I'm gonna try this G. Oh no, that's kind of dark. This G55 might be a little too pink. There's a G53. That might be a little lighter between those two. think I'm gonna try and find this G34. Let's see, G34. I think that's what I'll try here, just see what it looks like. It's not quite as light as I would like. So this is a G34 Glitter Orchid. That sounds really pretty. So here I have some lavender flowers. Here I have some lavender flowers. Here these are more blue. These are blue, but here's a little set of lavender here. So I think I'm gonna color that in. All right, let's start working our flowers in here. Yeah, that's a little darker than I wanted, but I'm gonna go with it. It doesn't look quite the pretty lavender that I wanted, but it will still be pretty once it's all done. So we're just gonna go with it. It actually looks a little more red than what I wanted. It's still gorgeous. So just filling that in there. In their shapes. They have all the shapes for you. Okay, so that's got that. And then we got these little white flowers around here. And then here, these little bulbous circles right here, that's this part. So I'm going to go ahead and color those in. This is really about the best color I have for that lavender. I don't see, I might could have chosen that G53. That might would have looked better, but I've already done it now, so I'm just gonna go with this theme so that I don't sort of disrupt the colors that are in here. And so we got this over here in between these other flowers. And like I said, the great thing about these books is that they actually teach you how to draw. Like, you can draw your own designs, your own landscapes, just by looking at the way they draw their flowers. So getting these colors in. Because once I get these in, this is going to make it easier for me to color all of this green that's behind, all of the green foliage behind these flowers. It's going to make it easier for me to color and match the greens in this. That's looking so pretty. So everything round. Sort of round right there. All right, so that's pretty. And then it looks like I've got some red. Well, I wanted to go up here and do the same thing here though. So let me see, right next to this little blue bench, we've got a little set of flowers right here. And these are, I'm gonna use the same color, even though I kind of wish I'd chosen a different lavender. I'm just gonna use the same color anyway, since, like I said, that seems to be the theme that I was going with. So we'll just use that same theme up here, because we don't want to get too off. And then this takes us all the way to this part. And then we start picking up here with these blue flowers. Okay, and I'm looking to see if I see anything else that's this lavender color, because if I color everything this lavender color that should be this color, then that's going to help me later. All right, so now I want to pick up with this red. I have red here, I have red here, I have red here, I have some red here. So let me see if I can find something that is kind of red. See if I have a nice red. I don't think I have this marked. This says hot pink. Let's see, G07. G07, that's more of a hot pink, and I really want a red. Let's see what this says. G20 glitter punch. See if I have G20 marked anywhere. G20. All right, let's see what G20 is going to be. I don't think I have it. Oh yeah, that's a nice red. That's what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. Perfect. All right, so that's going to be a G20. I know I need a bit different method of swathing here, but we're not going to start that today. All right, we're just going to use what we have for today. Okay, so here you can see all of this is red. So I'm going to fill in all of these little places that are supposed to be little flowers. And this is working up so nice. These colored flowers work up pretty quickly. Well, once you get started with them, you will just have color everywhere. Just popping off the page. So beautiful. Okay, so we got that filled in. We got these red flowers here. These actually look like gladiolus, maybe. I don't know, but maybe you guys know what these flowers are. I used to have so many gladiolus in different colors. One year I planted daffodils, but you know, you have to replant those every year. They're a little harder to take care of, as far as, I think they have to be in like the refrigerator and cold for a certain amount of time. And so that can be a little time consuming if you're busy, and I am busy. You know, I told you I'm a writing teacher, and so I am always grading. Saturday is probably, if I'm going to take a day off, Saturday is usually my day, but I consider Sunday a part of my work week. I've done my food prep already for next week, but Sunday is my day really to do all my food prep, my clothing prep, and then if I have grading and email, which I check my email on the weekend too, and I'll usually check it on Sunday evening. That way if students have questions, I can have that answered for them before Monday morning. I'm not just leaving them alone for a whole weekend without having some kind of access to me. They deserve that. You know, they might have a question about an assignment and that they need in order to continue with their work, and if I just don't answer the emails then over the weekend, then they're just kind of stuck without being able to do all of the things that they're trying to do in their assignments. And I don't want to do that to them. We don't have to check emails on the weekend, but if I just take my Saturday and kind of do what I want to with it, I'm usually pretty happy to have the one day. Now, sometimes I can't do that. If I'm in a huge grading period, sometimes I just can't. I have to do it. But having Saturday just kind of gives me that time that I need just to do things that I just, things you just want to do. But Sunday, that's a different story. I consider Sunday a part of the work week. And so I'm usually getting stuff done on Sunday. Okay, so here I want to analyze this a little bit before I start filling in too much red. And I want to analyze it according to what's going on with my house here. I know this is the roof, and I know here on the roof I see some red. So some of this is going to be red. This part in here is the roof. This is the structural part of the building. I think this is the structural part of the building. And I'm just not sure on this part. So I'm gonna start right here on this tree, right here where I see red. And you can see this is where you have to really study it a little bit. All of this is going to be red. It's all connected. So I know that this is going to be red here, and I'm going to just outline it all in here, here, here. It's still kind of going with the same line all the way around. Here, all up in here. Back down here, around here, and there. That looks like a good outline for what they have there. Okay. This I question. I'm not sure about it yet, but this I can fill in. I'm not even sure I've used this red before. Oh, well, I have, because you can see it's down low. So I have used it before. It's a nice, pretty red. Shining all over the place. So it'd be good for your Christmas colors. Okay, so I'm gonna go down in here, around here, down in here, and around there. Okay. Now there may be more red in there that I need to color. I don't know, but I know there's this, and it looks like some of this might be, but I can't really distinguish that yet. And I don't like to color anything that I can't really tell yet. And then this, I thought this was red, but I think this is more of a, I don't know, I can't tell. I can't tell if this is pink. I think that's pink. Yeah, so that's pink in there. This is red, this is red. I think that's all of the red I have. This might be red, these little places here. That looks red. This tree on the side has some red. So I think that may be what this is. Maybe some down in here is red. maybe in here a little bit. And these are more of a blue. I think those are blue. I think that's how that goes. Yeah, that looks pretty much like it should be. And this, I didn't realize, but I could have colored all of that green because I've got that green out somewhere. So let me see where that is. I've pretty much colored, I think, all of the red that I can do. So I'm gonna take this green, you see this green in here, and I'm gonna go around this and just color that in. I didn't even see that earlier, that I had left that undone, even though I had outlined it. Oh, this is just turning out so pretty. I kind of want to look down at this fence, make sure I'm coloring everything right here. Color here. Here. Okay, so that takes care of that little bit. And then got some coloring in here, but I think that's going to be a much lighter green, is what that looks like to me. And there's some places where I have a little bit darker green, and then I've got some blue flowers here. I've got pretty blue flowers here. I've got a little thing of pretty blue flowers here. I think these are an orange and yellow in here. So I'm not sure really until I color this orange and yellow exactly where I want to put the blue here. But I am going to find the blue and try to do these little flowers. Now what I do is try to compare, this blue is darker than this sky blue. All right, and so that's a G52. And so I have a G27 that's darker than that blue. So that's what I'll look at, even though I don't have the exact colors. If I try to find the different gradations in the colors, sometimes it's not as noticeable that I don't have the exact colors. So let's see, G27 is what I'm looking for, and here it is right here. So G27, I'm gonna go ahead and fill these little flowers in. Get these going. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Now that is really popping. And all of these are blue. I love a blue flower. I think a lot of people do. They're just so uncommon. You know, you just don't think you're gonna see a blue flower. And then when you do, it's like, wow, that's beautiful. All right, and then I have this blue over here, and I think I may have colored some of these a little bit. These should have been blue, so I just filled them in just then. Okay, and these are blue. Let's see if I have anything else that's blue. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else that's blue color except right over here. I know this is going to be green. And most of this is going to be orange. I just can't tell. So I might wait on that. Although when I have a color in my hand, I like, if I see places that are really close to that color, then I like to go ahead and do that. So let me see. All of that's going to be green with some white flowers. And so I think that's green. I just don't know. I'm not gonna do it yet because I just don't know. And I don't like to color things when I don't know. All right, and so I know that I have some yellow and orange in here. Yellow and orange. And they're kind of bright. So I think I'm gonna go with this this GO2. I'm leaving some of these out because once I use them, I like to kind of have them out just in case. Is that color that's really, let's see, GO2. There it is, GO2. Glitter Sunburst. All right. So I'm going to fill all of these little places in right here. And then I'm going to go back and put a little orange in there to darken them up a little bit, because this is kind of a, it's kind of a green, I mean kind of a yellow orange. Now all this is white. All through here is white. And so I'm just going to grab these. These are yellow. And then this is a chunk of yellow. And all this in between is going to be green. That's going to be your foliage. And this is a yellow. That's pretty. That's popping off the page here. And then I want to make sure I'm not coloring these blue flowers yellow. All right, but I see this. This is in the shape. This is in the shape all the way to here. And then I think those are going to be like in your blue areas. I think this is your yellow. These you can kind of guesstimate on a little bit. I think all that is your green foliage. Color that yellow and that yellow. And then these little things, I think I am going to do those in blue. And then this is going to be a lot of that green foliage in there. Do that. Do this. See if there's anything else. Let's see. I think that's blue. Okay. And then up here I have, okay, I want to measure this with the window. Okay, there's nothing yellow under this window. There might be a little bit right here, because this looks probably like it's pink bleeding into this blue. This up here is going to be pink. So I think this is my yellow. That's my yellow. That's going to be pink. This is my yellow. This is my yellow. Yellow, yellow. Okay, I've got greenery up here. That's going to be, okay, the yellow. This might be a little bit of yellow right here. Okay, that might be it right there for that yellow. I don't see any other yellow in here. Okay. Except for, and this is something I usually color first, except for the windows. Now this is where we know we have the painter of light, because if you look at all of his paintings, you can see the lights coming through the windows, and it's just so beautiful. So let's go ahead and get this light coming through these windows while we have this yellow out. I actually usually do the windows first. I don't know why, but I always like to do the windows first, but I didn't this time. We started with the sky. Okay, and then this is a window. Here we have this light coming through. Okay, and then we have the light right here on the little door light. Okay, and then we have these windows. I'll make sure I'm not coloring. See, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 windows. Okay, so 4 windows. Some of this is stone. I want to make sure I'm not coloring a piece of stone the color of light coming through a window. Okay, it looks like I've gotten all the windows colored in there. So that looks super nice. Okay, we can really see this taking shape now. I do want to take an orange and go through and do some accents on these yellow flowers. So I think for the orange that I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use this G56. I can find that anywhere. That doesn't sound like a color that I use a lot. Let's see. I've got pens out everywhere now. All right, so let's see, G56. Is that what I said, G56? Yeah, G56. G60, G19. G46, G18. I don't see that color. Okay, so G19, G18, G46, G19, 60, 16, 59. Maybe it's one of these. 51, 55. I don't see anything that looks like that on this side. I don't guess I labeled this one wrong too. You know, I had one in here labeled wrong. Let's see. G30. Let's see what this is. That's a different brand of pen. All right, so I don't see that. So let me see if I can maybe use this G14. I don't know. Let's see what this G46 is. Maybe I labeled it wrong. Oh, that's too dark. So I'm not really wanting to use that. That's G46. It's pretty, but it's just too dark for what I want. All right, let's see, what do I have in my hand? G07, G02. I'll use this G19. A little brighter than what I wanted, but All right, so I'm just gonna tip these a little bit just to give it some gradation here. You know, it won't be just like his, but you can see that there's a little bit of gradation in each of them, so that the flowers look kind of separate. You kind of choose where you want that. And that looks nice. I like that. It gives it a little bit of gradation there. And then in the windows, I don't know if I want that color. I don't think I want that color on the windows. I want that lighter, I mean that little bit darker tangerine color. Maybe that G23. You can find it. G49, G23. That looks kind of nice. So this you can see in some places in the window it's sort of a darker orange, so I'll just go in and do that just to give it a little gradation there. Just kind of where I think I see a little bit of a darker like color in there, like that. And just fill it in a little bit. It's more like how light looks when it's coming through. Yeah, so that looks nice. Very satisfied with that. Okay, so let me see if I see anything else here that I want to do. Okay. All right, so we will start this again after a while, and when I come back, we will start looking at maybe some darker greens to put in, or we might start looking at the green in our leaves here now that we've gotten the lavenders filled in, we've gotten the tree trunks filled in, we've gotten a lot of the flowers and colors filled in. We could do the teal blues for this bench, for the trim around the house, the cottage. And it won't be long. We will actually be ready to start coloring the stones in the cottage. So we have made a lot of headway on this particular work. And it is looking so pretty. All right, well, thank you for coloring with me today. Take care and be blessed.